If you're suffering from sciatica, it can be really hard to tell sometimes if it's coming from a disc or from piriformis syndrome. The two areas can both compress the nerve, so today we're going to go over specific checks on how to figure out if it's disc related or more piriformis related, and then build a very specific routine around each particular condition. Because the more you start your day with the morning, workday, evening routine, and if it's optimized for that area of concern, you're going to yield better results. So stick with me, and here we go. The spinal nerves are kind of like a highway connecting the brain to the body, and they're sending signals within milliseconds down the body to get to where it's going and to make that body part or system work properly. But down that highway, it can be compressed, kind of like a traffic jam. It can happen in the lower back in the disc of the spine, and then farther down that same pathway, it can be compressed in the piriformis, a muscle that the nerve has to traverse through. And so knowing this can really help improve your care because certain movements like bending and twisting can affect the spine more, and sitting and compressing can affect the piriformis more. So we're going to build a routine around which areas hit the hardest so we can see the best results possible. We're going to start by performing 2 tests while sitting and 2 tests lying down to help differentiate disc or piriformis. First, start by slumping in your chair and eliciting a little cough, not too hard. If you feel the pain go down the leg, in the spine, in the glute, this is highly indicative of disc because I'm not stretching or working the piriformis, but I'm eliciting increased pressure inside canal space. So that's highly disc related. Next, I'm going to bring my leg up on the affected side and perform a seated figure 4, where this time I sit tall, I gently press down on the knee, opening up space, but putting more pressure on the piriformis muscle. And if this elicits stress, pain, or pressure down the leg or in the local area, it's more related to the piriformis. Makes sense, right? Now let's do something similar lying down to be sure. Next, we perform 2 tests lying down. Prepare by getting a towel or a stretching strap that's not elastic to help bring the leg up for one of the tests. Then I'm going to get down from my side and turn on my back, safest way to lie down. Side note, I like testing this way because if you're in extreme pain or an acute flare-up, going from sitting to lying, you're able to gauge how much it's really causing pain, and you can stop along the way if you already know it's too much. So go slow, but go based on what you're comfortable with. And I'm going to start by testing the piriformis. The affected leg is going to be my right, so the unaffected leg is going to be straight. I'm going to gently lie on my side, bringing my knee into flexion, abduction, and I'm going to hook my ankle behind the other knee to then bring it down into internal rotation. If by putting gentle pressure down, up and in causes pain in the piriformis muscle, down the leg or the back, it's a positive for piriformis. Now, gently rotate back. Then once lying on your back again, I'm going to take the affected leg and keep it straight on the table, and I've placed my towel or strap behind the calf. You can also hook it around the ankle. I'm going to very slowly and gently raise this leg while trying to keep the knee straight with your head relaxed. If you notice pain being elicited in the glutes, shooting down the leg, or in the back as I raise the leg up, usually between 30 to 70 degrees, it's highly indicative of disc pain. What I'm doing is stretching the spinal cord, putting more pressure on the canal space, but I'm not stretching the piriformis. So it makes sense that this elicits the disc pain, not so much a sign of piriformis, unless I was really cranking it up high. And if you have disc pain, you're going to be hurting way before you get this high. Make sense? Now that you've found which area is more likely the problem, we're going to create a routine based on your day for the disc and piriformis. And if you're not sure still, try both. They're both safe, and see which one works better for you. When you first wake up, the spine can feel very stiff. Start with a pre-warm-up, bringing your knee to chest at your own pace, both legs, and it helps to keep the knees bent. When the legs are straight, the spinal cord is under the most pressure and stress. Having knees bent, head bent at different times can make the pressure a little less. Then transfer onto your stomach for the first exercise. Or you can also get up for a short walk if your back still feels tight. We are performing Mackenzie's press-ups, gently extending the back onto your forearms. Let gravity pull the lower back down, and then lower yourself, resetting and resting. Repeat extending upward and holding 5 to 10 seconds at a time. You can increase to 10 to 20 second holds if it's not bothering your lower back. And the goal is to slowly increase each time. This allows pressure going towards the spine and away from the canals that can cause sciatica down the legs. Perform 8 to 10 repetitions at a time to start your day, and alternate with cat camel if it's causing any tension in your lower back. Remember to turn to your side when getting up, and now we're going to start our day. Every 30 to 45 minutes, take 2 minutes to perform seated nerve glides. With one leg, extend your knee and ankle and flex your head and ankle back and forth in a rhythmic pattern together. The goal is to loosen the tension around the nerve without overstretching it. And switch legs, both sides, anywhere from 8 to 15 repetitions at a time. Continue to take that second minute to walk around the office. It really makes a big difference to get a little movement throughout the day. And before sitting, or perhaps on another break, perform standing extensions. Imagine you're doing the Mackenzie press-up and extend gently against the table, gently tractioning the lower back, imagining you're reaching the ceiling. You can place your hands on your hips, stretch side to side, 5 to 10 second holds. Then a little cat camel to stretch your back out. And then when sitting, make sure you have lumbar support pressed against the lower back, filling the arch. Engage your core, and then get back to work. In the afternoon and evening, we rebuild our core, doing inner core exercise. The stomach rises on inhale, and as you exhale, imagine the lowest part of your gut sinking down to the ground. The stomach tightens, and the lower back arch flattens. Hold this position for 5 seconds at a time. You can feel the transverse abdominis on the outside as you do. But if you feel lower back pain, you're squeezing too hard. Perform 8 to 10 reps. Then make sure to engage this muscle whenever progressing to harder exercises. Squeeze your core when performing the dead bug. One leg shall raise at a time to make sure it's not too much pressure on your lower back. And extend the opposing arm and leg as shown. But your lower back should never arch. You only have to bring the legs far enough to feel an additional squeeze in your core. It's not necessary to bring the leg all the way down to the ground, and often can be too much stress on the lower back. Bring one leg down at a time, and make sure to turn to your side when coming up. Remember, all the little things throughout your day make a difference. In the morning, the goal is to warm up and stretch the piriformis without overdoing it. Perform a lying figure 4 while emphasizing opening up space. And instead of a stretch, we're going to gently rock using a little momentum to ease into the stretch. This will allow us to loosen the piriformis area without overdoing it. You can also gently rock side to side, but bring your spine with you. Perform 15 to 20 rocks on each side. Getting up every 45 minutes still applies to the piriformis muscle when seated. But midday and evening, we want to emphasize increasing range of motion in the hips and strengthening the glute minimus and maximus muscles. Perform clamshells on your side, and make sure to block your hips from rotating with your knees. The torso should be at a perpendicular angle. And each repetition, you want to increase range of motion without cheating. This will allow you to feel the difference when you start getting up and walk. Opening up hip range of motion is step 1. Then we have to wake up the glutes because they're usually being compensated for by the piriformis. So roll on your back, engage your inner core, and lift one leg at a time to do one-legged bridges. Doing one-legged at a time allows you to squeeze the glutes better and isolate the muscle more, so you can really emphasize functional movement just like when you're walking. Keep the core and the glutes tight, try and squeeze them together, And you only have to go a few inches off the ground. The goal is the engagement, not the range of motion. So, disc versus piriformis. Different causes and slightly different fixes. How'd you do? Write your results in the comments below. Save this routine because now you have a routine for both and track your progress. Let us know how it's going, and for more guides and relief for morning routines, check out our video over here. We also have videos for nighttime, for work, sitting, standing, and different ways to inject healthier habits into your lifestyle.